Yeah, so I think that that actually leads in well to something that we kind of wanted to hear more of your thoughts on, because coming out of UVA and then jumping into the career realm, as you were in the DC area, I know that you were part of kind of seeing that there was a gap there in the community, and then out of that sort of formed Black Code Collective. And we'd love to hear kind of more about your experience and the journey that you walked through as far as creating it, making that a community with other members and everything.
Yeah, so when I first got out of college, I can't remember who had told me this, but like one of my friends was like, yeah, get into the meetups and stuff like that. And I enjoyed a lot of the meetups, but I still felt like, intersectionality was like missing, either me being like Black or me being a woman and whatnot. And so I'd had a couple frustrating days at work. And at the time I was like the only, or one of a couple Black engineers of the company I was working for. And I touched base with one of the other female engineers who was there, and I was telling her how frustrated I was and how I would wish I really had just like a, community of Black people to come back to and like really talk to and like really, kind of like vibe off of each other and help each other through our careers. And I thought that it would make it a lot more bearable in situations where, a lot of times the people that you're working with day in and day out may not really understand different things that you go through that they may not. And she said, oh, that's actually funny because I met a guy at a weekend meetup the other day and he said the same thing. And so we were kind of talking about like the amount of work that it would take to do a meetup consistently, because the thing that we noticed when we looked at the market is there are other people that also, cater to minorities in tech, but that they weren't consistently hosting meetings and stuff like that. And we really wanted to do it right if we did it. And so we decided to pull together, a group of five founders to begin with, and commit to making it happen. And so we actually, well, it's kind of bad, but when we first started, we were like, we don't think there's that many Black engineers in DC, so we'll do, quality over quantity. But we have been shocked at the number of engineers that, we've met, and kind of like, I guess if they're not in your usual like day-to-day path or the places that you usually are, you'd never know that they're there. But at least for me, it's been very meaningful and very empowering to see people that look like me in positions that I hope to be one day, and also to connect with people that maybe be younger than me that I can also help. And just like the general community has really been good for my heart over these last couple of years.
So could you kind of share a little bit more, obviously the five of you got things started and everything. What has that looked like over time? Has it changed a whole lot, or kind of what has it become today at this point?
Yeah, so originally we were mainly focused on just like having the events, but as we get our bearings a bit more, we kind of want to move even more into, giving back to the youth. Like even outside of us volunteering our times and stuff like that, we're hoping that through increased sponsorship that we'll be able to give like scholarships to high school students that may be interested in tech, but may not be able to afford the expensive tech camps that happen, and kind of nurturing the next generation of engineers. So that's kind of like our main focus now, as well as like just continuing to make sure that the foundation that we have is like very quality and like our members feel genuinely taken care of and kind of like a nice big tech family.